Wow, this is Terrance Gangsta Williams, a.k.a. OG Giggity, a.k.a. this the answer right back, a.k.a. the people's champ. Tell us what they need. I got my homegirl with me, y'all. This exclusive one here. Tell them who you are.
Hello, my name is Ashia Allen, and I am 29 years old from Portland, Oregon, and I'm here to tell my story.
Okay, now, tell us, or bring me from day one, like, what's going on? Let us know what brought us here today.
Okay. So I developed asthma at the age of 8, and it became a thing that I've been struggling with for the rest of my life since that day. And I didn't even know that, that everybody or anybody could get asthma. I thought that you would have to be born with it because my siblings were born with it and grew out of it. Versus me, who just playing outside like a normal kid, and then I couldn't breathe one day. So that changed my life forever at the age of 8, going from being an active person, being in every sport and everything, to now having to sit down all the time or being rushed out on an ambulance stretcher, and just traumatic stuff happening from the age of 8.
Oh, amazing. So when was the last time when you had to be rushed to the hospital?
I've actually been fighting for my life for this past month, and I was rushed to the hospital, just having an attack, and after that I was in the neo-trauma unit. They had to call the code blue. They press this thing on the wall. And like 20 doctors come in and they ask you, would you like to be resuscitated? Or are you okay if anything happens with just dying?
Wow.
And that's not the first time that's happened to me. It happens all the time. And like I said, it started at 8. And, just going to the hospital became a normal thing for me and my mom. She didn't have insurance, and I had 5 other siblings. So it wasn't just my struggle, it's my mom, our struggle. Because now is, do we call the ambulance every time for a $5,000 bill? And she starts saying, no, don't call the ambulance. I cannot afford that. I'm going to handle it and I'm going to rush there. I'm always in the time frame that I can be there to try to make sure that we don't have to call the ambulance, but having to make that decision, as a mom, because of thinking of the entire family and everything, it didn't just something that affected me. It affected everybody around me.
Okay, now, as a beautiful woman, does this affect your dating life?
It's kind of crazy you say that, because I feel like I come across, you fall in love with a lot of different people, not just, you have many loves of your life, whether it be your best friend or whether it be different men or family. And so for me, I always have to make the decision, and I don't know if it's healthy or selfish of me to say this, but I thought about not even having kids or having a family, just because what I have up against me, not knowing if I'll be there for them to be able to receive my love, or if I know that the doctors say that I've been knocking at death's door, and personally I've felt death, and it wasn't a scary thing. It was the most surreal, a feeling that I can't even explain. I've been intubated twice, and it wasn't until I was, I believe I was a sophomore in college, and I came back from Grambling State University in 2017 when I met my current physician now, who's a pulmonary specialist, and when I really realized what I had up against me, that was my first ICU stay. That was the first traumatic time that I was really fighting for my life, to just say the least. So with that being said, I didn't want to love people, and just have to leave But also, that's crazy to say because
So, Asia, what I want to know, because you ducking my question, are you dating now? Do you have a man in your life?
I don't have a man in my life. I don't because I feel like you have to be able to I didn't know if I was dateable. You know what I'm saying?
You're a beautiful woman. What you mean you don't know if you're dateable?
Because a lot of women be like, I want a man, I want this, that, and the other. But me, I've been focusing on perfecting myself versus living to find a man. I'm, doing everything in my power. So however the universe brings me someone, I'm in that place to receive love in a healthy way.
Well, I'm gonna put you on Facebook dating.
Oh my God!
We're gonna get somebody. We're going on date. We're gonna go on some dating.
Go on some blind dates.
Yeah. So
okay, then I'm open to that.
Check that out, right?
Yeah.
So, do it ever be a time? You have children?
Yes, I have one son.
So, do it ever be a time where you feel like you're not gonna be there to see him graduate? High school or something? Is that a scary feeling?
It is. It's very scary not knowing. When my son was born, it was another time when I was intubated and I was in a coma. So I had set up a whole 9-month plan of how my birthing would happen, how it would be natural, how I'd bring my son in and just a peaceful setting, and it wasn't at all that. I didn't want any drugs. I didn't want my son to be on a fentanyl drip. I didn't want people to see him first. I wanted to share that golden hour with him. So, and I didn't. And so I also had to grieve that. And when I woke up a couple days later and I'm like, where's my baby? And they told me, we had to take him. So my first thing is, where did you take him to? Is he alive? You know what I'm saying? Because you had to take my baby. What do you mean? And then from being intubated, they had to extubate me. So it wasn't just like I could just meet him.
All right, now, Asia, I'm going to need help. So I'm from the hood, and you're using some words I've never heard. Break down, intubate, extubate, and all these baits. What does that mean?
So when my lungs close up to a certain extent, our lungs are open, our airways are open. But if you can't breathe, then they go like this, and they close up. And basically, after attack of me not being able to breathe for so long, then your respiratory and everything else starts to shut down. So after the lungs shut down, the heart is the next thing. So then the doctors, they put me into a medically induced coma. So my body then only functions on breathing. And that means that the machines breathe for me. But when I'm intubated and my lungs is closed like this and they shove down, they paralyze you first. And they shove these tubes down my throat. But when they do that, it causes so much other damage, because it's completely closed up.
So you remember like when they paralyzed you and all that?
I don't remember slipping into a coma. I remember always calling my mom, or I'll be FaceTiming somebody that, I FaceTime my close friends or just someone that reminds me of that I'm still alive and that I'm still, and then they most of the time just, take my earphones out and disconnect it. Mom will let you know when she's stable. Right now she is not. But for me, that's everything to hear life and hear my mom,
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
So what you have going on now?
Right now I have, I own a preschool with my mother and also have a nonprofit organization by the name of Aftershock, Educating Our Own. And so there we teach the kids piano. We teach them ballet. We teach them the things that society doesn't want our kids to know. I want to teach them financial literacy, how to survive in the world, just from growing food up and not eating the stuff that they put on the shelves to kill us. And also I teach them about the air, of course, and that it's toxic and that there's a way for us to change it.
So I hear you talking about the air a lot. Explain that to me.
Yes, sir. The air we breathe is not clean. And my whole life, Oregon is about reducing, reusing, recycle. There's trees everywhere. It's a green state. So you automatically think that is safe. And it wasn't until I started looking at my phone, because we all have access to it, and it tells us the air quality every day. 9 times out of 10, it says that it's safe, but for the small group of people with asthma or respiratory problems, it is not. And I am that small minority group. Okay. So that means every day it's not safe for me.
Wow.
So to know that, and to know that there's a way to change it, that's what brought me to telling my story to the world with, and try to bring awareness. And how I'm telling my story is the documentary, and it's called AQI, Air Quality Index. Because Black people are ignorant to the fact of the air being toxic. And it's okay to be ignorant. That just means that in that specific, area of education, we don't know.
No. Correct. So now, like when we walk outside now, how do we know when there's something wrong with the air?
So just like the weather's every day,
mm-hmm.
every day you can scroll down a little bit past the weather, and it tells the AQI, the Air Quality Index. And right there on the freeway, most days it says unhealthy air quality, right on that black little thing, for that's reading every day of, the air. And then also, depending on our zip code, they put us all, I say us, African Americans, in a specific area that they pollute, and depending on that zip code is how much health care you will get as well. There's already a life expectancy based on the zip code that we live in, how much medicine that they're going to give, how much they're not going to give. And for instance, for me, I have a medicine that was meant to save my life and keep me out of ICU, but just so happened that's the medicine that I get denied every year at the same time. So I'm in the hospital, and it's...
So why are they denying it?
I have to prove that it's a medicine that I need versus something that
you want.
That I want.
Wow. How much does the medicine cost?
A lot of money. Something that I can't afford, because I'm just a regular Joe. So the average person cannot, and on top of that, that's not the only medicine I have. So when I was just in the hospital, I was on 14 medicines. And so that's one medicine, but what if there was other medicines that was denied? They're not, thankfully, but for some people it is. And a lot of people don't have a voice. Most people are intubated and don't wake up.
Wow.
Majority, like 90%,
Mm-hmm. How many times have you been intubated?
I've been intubated twice. And other than being intubated, they put me on the BiPAP machine. And also Heliox are these huge tanks. They look just like the balloon. Mm-hmm. And it's a mixture of helium and oxygen. Mm-hmm. It's a thinner gas that they put, in my system when my lungs are closed up all the way. So just this last month, I was unresponsive multiple times and breathing off of just the Heliox for hours and hours and hours, days.
Wow. So how far apart did this happen to you?
Let's see. First time I was intubated was in 2020, mm-hmm. and the wildfires was the cause of it. And the second time was when I had my son in 2021. So it was October of 2020. And then, it wasn't even a whole year that happened again.
Wow. So like when you're in certain states, can you tell the difference with the air?
For sure. When I'm in Oregon, if the air quality starts getting bad at 2:30 in the morning, I'm the first one to feel it. And I mean that, I'm like, dang, let me check the air. You know what I mean? And then when I went to college was when I'm like, oh, I feel good. I haven't had an attack. I don't have to use my medicines. And then I go back home and immediately I'm getting sick or, or I'm in the hospital a couple weeks after that.
So if somebody passed gas in the room, would that affect?
It might. It might affect anybody. It's funny. That's polluting the air too.
That's what I'm telling you.
It sure is.
Yeah, I was just feeling like, hey. Because I know a female told one of my homeboys that by him belching, that he was polluting the air. And
I don't know if I'm familiar with that term.
yeah, she told me. I was like, this the same woman, all kind of stuff going on. She gonna say about you belching. I was like, she want to get you out of there.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, you had a nice event yesterday. So when are we gonna be able to start seeing this documentary or the trailer or something?
Yeah. So the trailer is complete and it's done. As far as the documentary, that will be complete. I'm pushing for the end of the year, for it to go on. I don't know exactly what platforms, but for the world to see it,
Yeah, that's gonna be. I like the event you put together. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Thank you.
Now, if you'd have let me rap, we'd have shut it down. But you didn't let me rap. So.
I'm always planning for another one.
No, I want to rap yesterday. I was in the rap.
Dang, I done messed up now.
It's over with now. So.
Oh, I done messed up now.
No, I was gonna do some of my greatest hits, but that's another tip.
Dang, I would have took it to the next level. But what about now?
Well, like I said, I got to be in a rapping mode.
Okay,
right
then.
now.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in the interviewing.
I feel you. I feel you.
But so as far as the documentary, like how many more days or how many, what else you got?
For sure. So the editing process is kind of hard to put a cap on, just because if I find someone, I'm like, I got to get that interview. Then I'm going to go, and go to the city or whoever it may be. And I've also been invited, to fly out to Washington, D.C. And so I want to go ask the people who make the laws. I know I can't change the world.
Oh, you going to D.C.?
Yeah.
Can I come?
For sure. If you're going to rap.
Oh, yeah.
And not hold it against me that.
Oh, it's going to be the White House?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to shoot dice and everything now?
Yes, we are.
I'm
but I don't care how we got to get to it. I just want to know, why is it a price being put on my name? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's going to be a really good experience, though.
It is.
It's going to be pretty cool. Unfortunately, the situation, but maybe you can bring awareness and maybe they'll get off their butt and do something.
Yeah. And then if I can't change the whole world, I think I can. But if I can't, then I can change my world.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? This is
self-preservation.
Yeah,
let's get that together first. Then we'll try to reach. It's all one thing at a time, one person at a time. So am I going to be a part of this documentary?
I would love for you to.
Oh, I like that.
I would love for you to.
That's pretty. What am I doing in the documentary though?
Well, because this is my story. But I feel like the documentary, I'm telling my story, but the documentary is telling our story. You know what I mean? A black story. The story of just how to bring awareness and how we can. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I seen you had the talent, you had the people to do the entertainment. So not only people going to be able to hear your story, because people are going to be sad.
Yeah.
They're like, man, this beautiful woman here, she tells this. Because a lot of them gangsters, they go from being gangsters to, weeping and get crying.
Yeah.
So you have entertainment, so that's pretty cool. So that might cheer them up a little bit.
Well, the reason why I did that is because I'm a performer. And although I can't dance and express my way in an artistic way right now, and do ballet every day when I'm feeling down or anything else, then I can... I just wanted to, my documentary is going to be told through the expression of art of all different kinds. Because that's how I see the world, in many different colors and many different views. But I understand it the best through dancing, singing, how I see the world.
Right. So now there are going to be people that's going to want to talk to you, going to want to reach out to you. So what all platforms you have that they can reach out to you? Yeah,
so I have AQI, Instagram, and I also have a website. I also have a Facebook, and it's Ashia Allen, ASHIAALLEN, and my Instagram is Ashia Allen, ALLEN _.
All right, what shout out you have before we get out of here?
Shout outs do I have? Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my mom for always being next to me and cheering me on. Shout out to everybody who has spoken life into me. And shout out to you.
That's right.
Because we about to make a documentary, right?
That's right.
And we rapping.
Nah.
Yeah.